Luar biasa. Cuma berapa orang? 5.
The Honorable Sir Dr. Darmawan SPD MPhil, the Honorable Memakfira SPD NPD, the Honorable Sir Dr. Andes Mohtar Marum MED PhD, and the respectable all the participants, and our candidate, Gusti Ayu Nyoman Puspayanti, and I'm Dwi Putri, and I will be your moderator of today's seminar. With Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, welcome to the research proposal seminar. With Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby declare this seminar is officially open. Now I would like to invite Puspa to present her research proposal. Puspa, time is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. First of all, let us give thanks to God for His blessing us to be here together today to attend this seminar proposal. The Honorable Sir Dr. Darmawan SPD MPhil as supervisor, the Honorable Sir Mukhtar Marhum MED PhD as examiner, the Honorable Mem Dwi Putri SPD MPD as moderator for this seminar, and also all my beloved friends who have come and spent time to attend this seminar. So my name is Gusti Animan Puspayanti with student number A121222105 from English Education Study Program at Tadulako University, and today I'm going to present my research proposal with title Student Experiences in Using YouTube Content Creation to Enhance Their Speaking Skills, a study of English education student at Tadulako University. So without further ado, let me begin my presentation. Okay, so first is about the background of this study. So speaking in English is very important skills, but I noticed that some of my classmates have struggled to speak fluently, and this is often because of limited practice opportunity, anxiety, and the influence of their mother tongue. So that's why in English education study program, English students are assigned to create YouTube content. YouTube is indeed effective, but there are still few studies to explore student real experiences. Therefore, this study aims to explore of how students experience YouTube content creation, especially in improvement fluency and pronunciation. Next is about research focus. So the research question of this study is, what are the experiences of students in English education study program at Tadulako University in creating YouTube content with a focus on perceived improvement in fluency and pronunciation to enhance their speaking skills. And then the objective of this research is to describe the experiences of English education students in using YouTube content creation with a focus on their personal reflection regarding fluency and pronunciation in order fluency and pronunciation. And the next is about the scope and the limitation of this study. So this study only focus on student English education at Tadulako University who have already created and uploaded YouTube content creation, and the focus is limited to their experiences and perception regarding in improvement fluency and pronunciation without quantitatively measuring speaking ability. And next we continue to the research methodology. First is about research design. So this study uses descriptive qualitative design to explore student experiences in depth. This design is citable because it helps describe real experiences thought and feelings that cannot be measured numerically. And it is also allowing a deeper understanding of how students use YouTube content creation to improve their speaking skills. And the next is about the place or research site and the participant of this study. So this study will take place at English Education Study Program, Tadulako University, where students are assigned to create YouTube content creation as a part of their speaking task. And the participant, there are three English Education Study students, English education students who have already created and uploaded English speaking tasks on YouTube as their assignment, and they are selected through purposive sampling. So it means they are chosen because they have direct experiences related to this topic. And then next is about data collection technique and the instrument of this study. So data will be collected through semi-structured interview using an interview guide with open-ended questions. This method allows flexibility to explore student experience, motivation, challenges, and perceived improvement in fluency and pronunciation during content creation process. And the next is about data analysis technique. So data will be analyzed using thematic analysis by Brown et al. 2019. So there are several steps from this process. First, I will reading the interview transcript repeatedly to familiarize the data, and then second, I will create initial quotes from the data. For example, like the participant said, "I feel more confident after creating YouTube content creation," and this statement can be quote increase confidence. And then after that, data will be grouped into large themes, and after reviewing, I will define them clearly, and finally the defined themes will be present in report and support by a direct question from participant to strengthen the finding. And the next is about the trustworthiness. So to ensure credibility, I will use search triangulation by comparing data from different participant video and observation notes to confirm consistency. And then the last is about ethics or ethical consideration. So before conducting interview, participant will be receive informed consent form. Their privacy and confidentiality will be strictly protected, and pseudonyms will be used instead of their real names. Okay, so to conclude, this research aims to explore the real experiences of English education students at Tadulako University in using YouTube content creation to enhance their speaking skills, especially in term fluency and pronunciation. So a descriptive qualitative approach, this study is expected to reveal student reflection on their benefit, challenges, and learning outcomes of using YouTube as a learning platform. The findings are hoped to provide valuable insight for teachers, curriculum designer, and future researchers in integrating digital media, particularly YouTube, into language learning more effectively. So that's all for my presentation today. Thank you very much for your attention. I will close this presentation by saying wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oh, thank you, Gusti Ayu Nyoman Puspayanti, for your insightful presentation. The floor for the question to all of the participants. If you have any question, please raise your hand and say your name. No question. As always, no question from the participants.
No question, no cake, no
Yes,
signature.
No signature, no cake, okay. Okay, thank you, participant. There is no question. Now I would like to invite our key reviewer, Sir Mohtar Marum, to provide the feedbacks and pose any relevant questions. Sir, time is yours.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Chairperson and Dewi, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Congratulations, Ma'am Gusti. What should I call you? Gusti Ayu Nyoman Puspayanti. Oh, I thought I should call you Ma'am Nyoman or Ma'am Puspayanti. Nor Mampus. Just kidding, sorry. It's very interesting. I would say that you have novelty content in your research studies, since you include digital technology. In this regard, one of social media platform, YouTube channel. And when I ask you whether you have a YouTube channel or not, you answer that you have one, two, or three. Yeah. Oh, really? Great. I've got 3 YouTube channels and you've got 2. Interesting, yeah? Okay, very good. Students experience using YouTube content, okay? Creation, content creator, yeah? Mostly, majority of YouTubers are content creators as well. Because they create content nearly every day like me. That's why I film you and then I will make as content of. But it is very interesting in what good governance, tata kelola organisasi apa saja yang baik harus transparan dan bertanggung jawab, accountable and transparent. Transparent mean many people over there can see what we do here. Ya, tidak sembunyi-sembunyi apa yang kita kerjakan, bisa juga tertutup, tidak perlu dirahasiakan. Okay, anyway, the title of your research study, if it has more than 2 lines, just write in single line, single line. Students, you have 2 double lines here. You must write in single line. And the heading, subheading below should be written in single line as well. Okay, next. Since you employ qualitative approach, so in your research question you may have more than 1 research question. You will see the process, not the product oriented. Ya, jadi beda kalau di pendekatan kuantitatif, yang akan dilihat adalah hasilnya, angka-angka setelah diproses dalam bentuk angka-angka, itu product oriented. Tapi Anda hanya melihat proses dalam kualitatif, ya. Karena melihat proses bisa pertanyaan research juga tergantung, depends on the scope of your research and then research problem, ya. Tapi bisa lebih dari, you can have more than 1 research question and the research question will be answered, ya. Akan dijawab based on the data you will find in the field work later on. Oke, saya langsung ke. So you will conduct your research at Prodi at Tadulako University. Very good. Okay. In terms of technique of data collection, Are you going to, ya di sini lagi penelitian kualitatif. Peneliti adalah key instrument, ya. Makanya bisa pakai saya I dalam, karena peneliti adalah key instrument. Beda penelitian kuantitatif, tidak boleh pakai kata I karena harus objektif tuh. Instrumennya Anda sendiri dalam hal ini key instrument. You will interview the subjects or participants. How many informants? Yeah, 3. You don't need to have many informants. Just 3. But your data, research data must be rich. Harus kaya ya, mendalam. In your interview project protocol, be careful. You need to pay attention to the interview. When you interview your informants, yeah, you must probe, ya, do probing, ya, digali, digging and probing, inciting, make the informant talkative. Jadi buat bagaimana Anda jadikan orang yang diwawancara jadi cerewet, mau ngomong kayak penyidik polisi ya. Kalau ada orang yang disidik, dia ditanya-tanya apa, itu yang mendalam itu. Ada wartawan mencari informasi. Begitu peneliti kualitatif, dia gali pertanyaan, ya, dia kejar. Oleh sebab itu, kalau bisa hindari pertanyaan yes no, bisa tapi harus dikejar. Kalau yes no kan jawabannya yes atau no. Makanya use WH question, ya, supaya Anda menggali pertanyaan. What, when, where. Oke. Nah, tidak sembarang orang jadi informan, ya, partisipan jadi informants. Informants of your research studies, your interview, ya, harus memenuhi 2 kriteria. 1, trustworthy. Ya, the informant must be trustworthy. Orang diwawancara harus bisa dipercaya. Tidak baleko seorang lu bilang, tidak berbohong, tidak bakonga. Apa yang dia bilang, he or she is supposed to tell the truth. Harus ngomong yang benar, yang betul, tidak karang-karang, ya, tidak fabrikasi. Kemudian trustworthy, bisa knowledgeable. Orang yang diwawancara itu harus punya pengetahuan tentang your research studies. Tidak sembarang yang kau saja saya wawancara, bukan. That's why recruitment of informants tidak main, tapi you need to have misalnya snowball technique ya. Kalau tanya orang sekitar, mungkin teachers or principals or coordinator of study program, atau siapa dosen senior, teman-temanmu, siapa kira-kira yang mau bicara? Iya, mereka harus pelajari, mereka harus tahu tentang research you, supaya data Anda harus kaya, rich, kaya tapi betul-betul bisa terverifikasi. And then what? You will use triangulation. Ya. Nah, di situ yang kalau di kuantitatif kan ada namanya validity and reliability, ya, konsistensi data dan valid. Kalau di kualitatif itu andalannya triangulation. Dia pakai multiple methods and multiple investigators or researchers, melibatkan sehingga sumber dari berbagai sumber, multiple sources, untuk to confirm the consistency, to confirm the validity and reliability ya kalau di. Jadi you need to have flowcharts of triangulation ya. Ada you can search through Google search engine, or you go to library, or get the source, obtain the source from Google Scholar, and download the image on triangulation, flowcharts of triangulation, by recommended misalnya oleh Creswell ya. Creswell, Profesor John Creswell dengan anaknya Profesor David Creswell, mereka penulis mixed method ya. Tapi triangulation ada di mixed method ya. Mereka sebenarnya medical doctor dengan psychologist ya. Tapi kualitatif di luar negeri, saya di Australia kualitatif kuantitatif. Saya punya profesor ahli dalam bidang metodologi kualitatif kuantitatif ya. Sehingga saya banyak belajar dari beliau. Jadi Creswell, bukunya Creswell itu bisa download dari internet, juga ada e-booknya. Triangulation ya. Ini pentingnya di kualitatif triangulation. Oke, dan saya ingatkan lagi, penelitian kualitatif is different from kuantitatif. Kalau kuantitatif, misalnya experimental research, ya, you give treatments to students for 6 meetings or 4 meetings, and then administer tests, then distribute tests, collect the tests, yeah, test answer sheets, then you analyze the data. Data dianalisis setelah menyebarkan angket atau tes. Kalau kuantitatif, sejak awal penelitianmu itu sudah bisa dapat data dokumentasi, dapat data observasi, ya, langsung analisa. Tiap dapat data, analisa, wawancara. So from the beginning up to the end of research project, ongoing data analysis, analisa data ongoing. Beda dengan kuantitatif kan? Nanti tunggu beberapa kali pertemuan, koleksi data, kumpul, baru bisa dianalisa. Itu yang membedakan. Interview guide ya, interview kita bilang interview protokol ya. Dan ini menarik ini. Di sini ada, tapi belum ada aturan di Indonesia belum. Kalau di Yogyakarta sudah. Ya, kayak saya ingat di Australia waktu saya S2 S3 ya. Sana ada namanya consent. Orang melakukan penelitian kalau ada izin etik ya. Makanya ketika di Kendari kemarin itu ribut itu agak sensitif ya, mengenai suku Bugis apa. Saya juga mama saya orang Bugis ya, kalau saya bicara. Ada kan seakan merendahkan suku Bugis karena dia menulis yang agak sara kan. Nah itu kan gara-gara tidak ada konsen, tidak ada etik itu, tidak, sehingga orang peneliti itu bisa melanggar. Nah kalau luar negeri tidak pernah terjadi karena ada surat konsen itu. Letter of consent, etik, sehingga orang tidak sembarang membuat penelitian yang bisa merugikan subjects or informants or participants. Itu dijaga dalam etik penelitian ada consent. Oke, tapi bagus kau di sini sudah ada, tapi di sini belum dilembagakan itu etik apa consent. Di sana ada komisi etik, bukan komisi etik kayak di sini, komisi etik penelitian. Harus melewati itu baru bisa lolos mahasiswa PhD ya, mahasiswa research dengan baru bisa penelitian. Okay, that's it. Back to the chairperson.
Okay, well, thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite the co-supervisor, Ma'am Makfira, to provide some feedback. Ma'am, time is yours.
Alright, so thank you very much, Ma'am Chairperson, for today's seminar. And then, yeah, I would like to say thank you also for our beloved key reviewer for the valuable insight and comment for Gusti Ayu Noman Puspayanti. Okay, and
Mempus. Mempus Pita.
Mempus Pita. What should I call you? Mempus? Mempus Pita. Mempus?
Puspayanti.
Mempus Payanti, yeah. Okay, Gusti Ayu. Alright, so congratulations, yeah, for your seminar proposal, yeah. Finally, you're already in this step. Okay, so Puspa, the title is Students' Experiences in Using YouTube Content Creation to Enhance Their Speaking Skill, a study of English education studies, the students at Arulapa University. Okay, I just want to, I wonder, yeah, this is very interesting title, yeah, you have chosen Gusti Ayu. Could you please share, to us here, to your friend as well, the reason why do you interested in choosing this topic?
So my reason to choosing this topic because it based on my experiences as a student in English education study program at Arulapa University, and I saw that some of my classmates have struggled to speak English. So and I felt the same way. So that's why I want to find that creating YouTube content creation can improve speaking skills.
Okay, very good. Okay, regarding to your answer, yeah, how do you choose? How will you choose the sample of this research?
I will choose the participant who have already created and uploaded English speaking task on YouTube
Mhm.
as their assignment.
Okay, so as Pak Mutar mentioned, some criteria. Okay, have you put in your chapter 3?
Yes.
Okay, which one? Criteria for choosing.
12.
Okay.
The criteria first is students are currently enrolled in the English Education Department, and second, they have been assigned to create and upload speaking video on YouTube as part of course requirement. And then the last, they are willing to participate voluntarily in the study and share their experiences.
Okay, thank you. So do you already mentioned that you have only 3. Yeah, you will choose 3 people, yeah, for your sample. So how and why? First, why it's only 3? Why? Yeah.
I choose them because only 3 because my study is gimana? Bisa saya jawab pakai bahasa Indonesia?
Iya boleh bilingual karena saya sosiolinguistik jadi
Di sini
menghormati bilingual.
kualitatifly jadi tidak ada, maksudnya tidak ada jawaban apa ya baru gitu, memang cukup mendalam saja dia anunya, kayak apa jawab pertanyaannya gitu. Kalau sudah mendalam saya bisa dapat informasinya untuk ini.
Okay, so 3 is enough.
Yes.
So I wonder, yeah, why is the reason? Okay, so regarding your chapter 2, yeah, I think you have to also put some what we call the related study, not only from Indonesian ini ya, but also yang dari luar, harus ditambahkan lagi yang lainnya.
betul.
Jadi it's only some Fitria, like siapa lagi nih, Hasana, Pudriati, but please find also from the EFL dari yang lain, misalnya dari luar negeri, kira-kira ini sudah pernah belum dilakukan.
Iya, Google Scholar itu.
Yeah, you have to find to support your what we call references juga ya, so not only taking Indonesians dari apa namanya penelitian ya, tapi penelitian yang ada di Indonesia, tapi juga find yang dari luar negeri, yang dari luar, dari FL, especially in FL context ya. Oke. Apa namanya? Gusti, Mempus
Puspayanti.
Oh ya, tadi I notice some here as the grammatical mistakes, probably about the scope and limitation. You can see on page 3.
Lalu sih suara besar ya. Suaranya Sir Darmawan misalnya.
narrative inquiry. Jadi coba dicari mana contoh narrative. Jadi narrative inquiry means since you have only 3 participants, ya, 3 respondents, partisipannya hanya ada 3, ya.
Yes, sir.
Nah, jadi dibuat narrative inquiry, and then digunakan untuk